comment, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Notification bell does not cost you a thing. Hit the comment section down below. Interact. I interact back. If you don't like my video, hit the dislike. YouTube analytics, right? Yeah. So it's been a few days. I made no videos, no commentary, no nothing for you, no vlogging at all, right? Well, in life things happen. You want to handle business accordingly, and sometimes in private. So I posted a short talking about I did a thing. Yeah, I did a thing, and I'll make a detailed video on that thing. You'd have to just pay attention to it. I mean, of course, you can see it's a car. It's a car that I've been wanting for a long time. It's not the exact car I've been wanting, but it's close to it, and I'm gonna have more fun doing what I gotta do with it. What are you talking about, Block Life? What are you talking about, Ryan? Well, I am talking about 2021 Dodge Challenger RT. Yes, I said RT. I didn't say Scat Pack. Yeah, I know. I reviewed Scat Packs, and I said I wanted Scat Pack, so on and so forth, but I mean, the price point was almost $8,000 more for a brand new one. The dealership was trying to get me to order one, to be honest with you guys. They were really trying to get me to order one. The salesman was like, let's order one, it'll be cheaper, your bill might be cheaper, yada yada yada. And he kept saying it over and over every time I got to talking about one of those RTs. And the reason why I mentioned an RT after I got to the dealership is because they sold the Scat Pack I came to look at. It was a 2021 Scat Pack manual. It was called the Plus. And it had houndstooth interior. It was basic. No sunroof. No heated steering wheel. No heated seats. Ventilated seats. I mean, it had the parking sensors, but it didn't have the sensors in the mirrors. I mean, it didn't even have the lights I wanted on it, because some of them come with the lights with the checkerboards inside or the emblem inside of them. It was very basic. So I was gonna get it though, because I knew I could just do my add-ons. I could just go and do some cosmetic add-ons, and I have all that power, in a stick shift. But they sold it like literally right before I got there. So they mentioned an F8 green one that was in the process of being sold, but the deal wasn't done yet. The person looking at it hadn't signed any papers. It was out in Butler, Missouri. As you know, I live in Kansas City, Missouri. If you didn't know, I won't give an exact address, of course. But I was in Belton, Missouri, at a dealership called Max Motors. Check them out; they'll get you right. They had a Max Motors where it was a F8 green Scat Pack stick shift. Now, I could have waited until Monday, which was yesterday. I could have waited and went and test drove it if that person did not buy it. But I started thinking, I'm a car guy. I'm into cars. I'm into, using my hands. I'm into, changing things on my vehicle if I can. I had a Ram for almost a year and a half, and I really couldn't do no mods to it because, it's a Ram. It's a 1500 Ram. Comes with a 5.7, and I bought one with a upgraded transmission on it because there's different levels of transmissions you can put in them. So, it could tow a lot and everything else, but it was a pickup truck. You know what I'm saying? I understand you can put rims on them, you can change the paint job, you can do a few things to them, but after putting a tonneau cover on it, and some running boards, and some tint, I was like, what's next? Music and paint, and maybe some rims? That would have been it. It's a pickup truck. In my opinion, pickup trucks, that's just not my area of interest. I'm not looking into making my Ram the fastest Ram on the road. Look at the TRX. Even the TRX is governed. So they're not meant to go fast. There's a reason behind it. They sit up too tall. It cause a wreck easily. So I got to thinking,
turn around when possible.
how fast is the 5.7? How fast is an RT Challenger? I'm looking at all these Scat Pack Challengers. You know, I even looked at a Hellcat Challenger before. And now they're sitting here telling me, since, you know, the one I wanted is gone and the F8 green one is a possible sale. Hey, Mr. Blocm, let's go ahead and build you one. That's what he said. He said, we can build you one. We can get you approved, build one. You put money down. He said, all we're asking is $500 down. And you can get you exactly what you want. And I'm like, well, I hear you saying it might be cheaper, but it's not going to be cheaper. You want to know why? Because the RTs I'm looking at, I want them to be built like that on the inside. I want heated steering wheel. I want heated seats. I want Alcantara and leather. You know, I want a leather wrap dash, leather door cards, and I want all that. I want the upgraded sound system with the amp and all the sensors on it, the park sensors, and, you know, the rain sensitive wipers and all that stuff. I want all these upgrades, you know. And if I do that in a Scat Pack, I'm looking at spending close to 60 grand for what I want. Now, it might be a little cheaper because it's a manual, but after ordering it and waiting on it, and then he said, well, it could take a month to get here. So then, you know, I get approved, I run my credit, I put money down, and I don't see my car for a month. Okay, I get it. Some YouTubers have done that. I get it. When you are serious about getting cars, you order them, you wait on them, whatever. But I'm like, well, I think I'm going to go RT. Because I can do a build on it. I can do different things to it. I can have more fun with it. A Scat Pack, when you break it down, and you car guys know this, anybody that's watching this, when you break it down part for part, Scat Pack versus RT, when you start doing the builds, whether it's bolt on or you're machining, you're going to the shop, you're not gaining a lot in a Scat Pack. You're just not. Unless you're putting a supercharger on it, which that is going to cost you at least 10 grand and a lot of work. And at that point, you might as well just buy a Hellcat, right? So, and even then, you got to be careful, because if you go too far, you can blow the motor that you just spend all the money to fix up. There's not a lot of gain. There's not a lot of, ooh, look, it's different now when you put bolt-ons onto a Scat Pack. With a with the 5.7, you start doing bolt-ons, you start changing things up, you can see a difference for sure. Not only that, I drove one. I went ahead, I said, well, since you guys don't have the one I want and I don't want to wait to order, let me drive one of those. And it just so happened that it had a smoke show RT that was fully loaded with everything I asked for: heated steering wheel and heated ventilated seats, performance pages, sensors, the whole nine, right? So, driver knows I was recording over here and threw the peace sign up. I drove it, and man, hey, if you didn't know, those RTs are fun and fast. They'll get loose quick, especially if you put it in sport and you let traction control stay off, because it automatically goes off in sport. You can turn it back on. But I went and hit a couple corners in it, and I was hooked. Especially once I got onto the highway, and I was turning to get on the highway. I had it in second gear. I punched it and got up to about 4,000 RPMs, and it got loose. It went sideways with the sales guy in the car. So I was hooked. I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and take it. It's cheaper. I'll have more fun building it. At the end of the day, it's a Challenger with a big block in it. It even has the lights I wanted on it, with the little checkerboard flags inside the hollow lights. I mean, it has everything. I mean, the car, the only thing that it doesn't come with is the sensor in the front for the, you know, the crash mitigation or whatever. It doesn't have a sunroof, and it doesn't have the 6.4 motor. Oh, and it doesn't have the same suspension. It's not low as a Scat Pack. That's it. That's the only differences. That's not a lot. Yeah, I understand I don't get the power. I get it. And maybe some of you will clown me for it, but I don't care. You wanna know why? Because some of you can't even go buy a brand new RT Challenger. Okay? So stay out of my comments. If you can't even go get one, don't even have a conversation with me about what I got. Alright? Now, if you do have what I have, or you have something upgraded, Scat or Hellcat, yeah, leave your comments. Let me know how you feel about it. You know, do you think it was a good decision to go with built and not bought? Because that's the direction I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm adding some stuff to it. It will be a sleeper. I mean, besides someone noticing things, you know, people will know what's going on by the sound, the way, you know, the car sounds and how quick it moves. And yeah, I'm gonna do some things to it. Now, am I gonna go all out crazy and dang near blow my motor? No. It will be tuned properly. I will do it the right way. A tune is something I don't know how to do. So, hey, we'll leave it up to the professionals on that. So that is the thing I did. Other than that, man, right now I'm heading to West Jefferson, Ohio, by way of Kansas City, Kansas. Kellogg Keebler Run. I don't know what's back there. Probably a bunch of Cheez-Its, like last time. Last load I ran for this company was a bunch of Cheez-Its. It's not a very heavy load. I'm only, see what it say here, 18,800, so almost 19,000 pounds. Yeah, and then I went over the scales, and I mean, in total, I'm only about 52,000 pounds. So I'm light today. I'm gonna run up here, then I'm gonna make another run and another run and another run. You know how it goes. Finish out my week and come back home. This week started off late because the load I took home last time, we had to sit on it for a few days because the brokers didn't have everything lined up as far as the appointment. So I sat on a load of baked beans for a few days and finally was able to turn it in. The other driver for this company, his truck is in the shop right now, something transmission related. I had to pick him up yesterday, take him home, and drop his trailer off in our safe spot. And so I guess I'm the moneymaker this week, and I'm hoping that his truck is up and running very soon. I'm fingers crossed that it's just a sensor or something, because if not, that means I'm gonna have to do team runs. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a fan of teaming. I'm not a fan of it. It's not that I don't like people, or I don't like this other driver I speak of. He's a nice guy. I like him. He's cool. We get along very well. We have good conversations. But this guy's all up in my cab right now, so to pay attention to what he got going on over here. But yeah, I don't like teaming because I don't like sharing a cab, truck, sleeper with another grown man. I did it before as a student, and it just wasn't my thing. And I knew from being a student that I did not want to do it. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick little story. Worked for USX when I first got out here. When you're a student there, they try to find you a team driver that you can ride with for a certain amount of time. I forgot exactly how long they want you to do this. But you'll come out of, you'll go with your trainer, you'll come back, you'll upgrade, and they'll set you up, depending on your teammate, if they get the truck first or not. Usually how it works is, if you upgrade before your teammate, you get the truck first at the terminal that you're at. And if your teammate does first, then they'll, get the truck first at the terminal that they're at. What they'll do is they'll match you guys up. It don't matter what part of the country they're in. They will match two people up to do team driving. And they tried that with me. And I told them no. Because the very first guy I talked to told me flat out that if he saw me do anything that he thought was outside of the parameters of policy, he was going to tell on me immediately. He also said, if you speed or do anything inside the cab that I feel is wrong, I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to call and tell on you. He told me this.
Turn to the first left.
Now, mind you, I don't know this guy. Because the way they do it is they have you guys exchange numbers and you call each other, and then you fill each other out, and then you decide from there. I immediately called the fleet manager and said, no, I'm not going with him. Then they tried another guy. He was into gaming. He was very, I don't want to use certain words. He was into computers a lot. He was a total opposite of me. I told him no about that guy. Then they sent an older lady to me that was like 20 years my senior, and we both were like no. She was like no, and I was like no. We were like, why they even try to match this up? And I figured it out is because we lived in the same area in Kansas City. Just because we lived in the same area, that's, come on now. But we had nothing in common. So I said no. I called the fleet manager last time. I said, look, stop trying to team me up. Let me take my truck, because at this time, mind you, her and I, the person they tried to team me up with, her and I have been driving our truck for almost a month straight, solo. So I'm like, look, I've been out here solo for almost a month straight. Don't you think that qualifies for the drive time that you wanted me to drive as a team? I've completed that. Like, I've done the training. I've proven to you guys that I'm safe. You send me east, you send me west, you send me north, south. I've been all over, right? I've proved that I can handle this truck on my own. Let me go. So she said, all right, fine. She was upset. She was like, fine, Mr. Block. I tell you what, take the truck, do what you have to do. And from there, I mean, the only time she called me is if she needed to discuss something about a shipper receiver, or she called a couple times to check on me to see how it was going. But other than that, that was it. From there on, I was solo. I mean, I've been solo. Since teaming with my trainer, which is, you know, one of my homeboys nowadays, Haven Melton. Shout out Haven. I don't know if he watched these videos, but I shout him out often because the experience he gave me and the things he taught me while I was on his truck, I still use to this day. But that's where I'm at today, all right? That's all I'm going to give y'all for right now. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to drop another one, all right? Edit this one. I'm going to drop another one later on tonight because I'm going to talk about some other things. I just wanted to catch y'all up on what I was doing. Took a few days off. I had to negotiate a deal for my wife and I to have 2 new cars. She needed a bigger vehicle. I wanted the vehicle I always wanted, and she finally gave in and said, all right, get it. Fine. So I got my toy. It's at home in the garage, safe and sound. So till next time, man, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up notification bell. Does not cost you a thing. Comment below. Interact with me. I interact back. If you don't like my video, hit the dislike. YouTube analytics, right? Peace.